Hey, what is up, guys? And welcome back to another Magic the Gathering online league. We're back with Eldrazi ramp on the draw for game one, and thankfully found a forest or forest equivalent here. Exactly what I wanted to see. Alright, so question now is, I think we just go Talisman Rumble into Mycospawn Kicked, Mycospawn Kicked. This might be, is it Prowess though? So that would be a bit unfortunate if so. Preordain. I mean, if so, it's a slow start by Prowess, which I'm more than happy about. Really? Missing their land drop as well? That's huge. Talisman, Rumble, Devour Destiny, or Land? Land would guarantee resolution, and Devour would add a type to Yard for Emrakul. I'll pass in full. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. One short of Emrakul next turn. But we have a kicked Mycospawn, so it should be moot point. Alright, does opponent miss their land drop? It's Rag. In that case, could be Jeskai Blink or could be Zoo, I suppose. Commercial District, Stomping Ground, Shock, and kick Mycospawn. Fine, we'll scoop it up. We'll take the win. Unsure we're playing against Preordain plus Rag. Preordain plus Rag. I feel like that's not Zoo. I don't think Zoo plays Preordain. Let me take a look at a list real quick. Preordain plus Rag. Yeah, the Preordain's what's kind of throwing me off here. Even in Jeskai Blink, I don't think they play Preordain. So now I'm just unsure what the hell I'm playing against. Weird. Yeah, that's a weird one. I'm gonna just trim an Emrakul and keep everything else as is. Let's bring in Heat. I think Heat's fine, given that we saw Ragavan. We'll keep this hand. Solid Forest into Sprawl. Temple, hold up K, command K, return. Of course, when we see Ragavan, the worst thing that we can see on turn 1's a Ragavan. Alright, we'll draw another one. For red, unless you want to force it, we'll pass. Fetch Scouting Tarn, Surveil. I mean, there's a world where we want to K-command X2 to try and rush out the Cyrus 7S, though I'm not entirely sure that's necessary. Paying cost for a dashed Rag. Interesting. What does Rag pilfer? Rag pilfers, Verdant Cat. Would have liked that. Bauble. Rag Bauble. Is it? I mean, feels like either Prowess or Cutter, but the Ragavan's still throwing me off. In that case, I'll play the Temple and hold. and hold. Preordain resolves. It's not wizards. I don't think Rag would be played in wizards. Dashing another Rag. I mean, they're tapped out here. Ramp Exile Rag. Rag down. Bobble. Land. Shot. Or rather, bolt. So they could, in fact, have a consign. Bobble trigger. Draw. Windswept Teeth. I suppose in that case, I'm going to play Commercial District and Surveil, Rumble Top, and hold the K return on the off chance it's relevant. I just don't want to play it directly into a consign if I can help it. EI. Yeah, it definitely feels more and more like prowess, but not prowess. Could it be, is it Murk? I guess it could be, is it Murktide? Consign a memory and exile. Why would you put it in the exile zone? Interesting. Preordain. I mean, they're tapped out now. Yep, which means unless they have a subtlety, the Sire is going to resolve. Draw. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Windswept Teeth, fetch. For a forest. Sprawl. For red. Rumble. I suppose for the stomp. And Sire. Sire resolves, no subtlety. Alright, we'll pass in full, opponent. Can you deal with a Sire's 7 death? Rag. Okay. Draw. Talisman. Cast Talisman. Play Stomping Ground. Tapped. Go to combat. Hold up K return. Opponent's down to 9. I'm up to 24. DRC. Okay. Go to end step. K return. Consign. DRC triggers. So they did have that consign in hand. DRC is now online. We draw. We'll go to combat first. No blocks, down to 2. Writhing Chrysalis triggers. Do you have another consign? And there's consign. Targeting the body. Okay. I'll hold the lab in hand. No reason to reveal that if I don't have to. Bobble trigger, or rather DRC trigger, bobble. I mean, I can't foresee a world where they can get out of this with Sire on board. I guess it's the big Merc. So it is it Murktide? Huh, okay. Good old Murktide. Sure, sure. Now DRC doesn't, you don't have Delirium, so DRC doesn't need to attack. Smart. I mean, I don't think there's anything in Murktide that can deal with Sire. Yeah. But Jukabogging here really doesn't do much. So we'll play the lab, hold back the bog. And we'll pass. I can't attack. At least not in a way that would be advantageous for me. Paying cost for bolt. Bolt target spawn? Why would you not go face? Weird. This also means you have Delirium, so DRC will be forced to attack into Sire. Blue is another Merc. I guess that makes sense, but still the bolt not going to face does not make sense to me. This will grow the other Merc. Yep. It is only a 5/5 though, so attacking with the 10/10's not a good move. Kinda need to hold that back almost indefinitely. Alright, I will kick with Zemiko spawn. I guess I should make sure I hold back double colorless. I'll kick the Thundering Falls. This is the last card you have in hand I can sign. It is not. I, however, do have Delirium for Shifting Wood. That is tempting. Yes, we'll go Shifting Woodland. And pass. Down to 1. That's a red source. Quarry Steel Cutter. So like Murktide plus Cutterish? Interesting. And draw. I suppose I will play the Talisman. And we'll pass once more. No reason for me to be ambitious here. We just hold back and wait for Ugin, Devourer, Emrakul. Rag to Yard. And bottom draw. Steam Vents tapped. Paying cost. And draw. Another Mycospawn. Green. I guess in this case, what I can do... and hit the Steam Vents. Yield all. grab the Cavernous Souls, guarantee resolution. We'll name Eldrazi. And we'll pass. Which should mean, actually, can I win next turn? Because Sire has to be double blocked, and it has to be for the full 7. Block. Yeah, I think I can win next turn with the Shifting Wood. Unless they play another creature here. EI Surveil. Yield all. Surgical to yard. What is opponent Tinkin? Yeah, so they need to trigger Corey Steel Cut, right? Oh, not to mention DRC now has to attack. Hold up. I think there's GG's. Nope, you have to attack with it. Delirium. And opponent scoops it up. We'll take the win. Solid stuff. We'll be back for match number 2. Alright, we're back for match 2 on the play for game 1. Bit slow, but workable. I'd love to see a Sprawl off top, a Soul Land off top, specifically a Temple. Windswept Teeth pass. And hold until end step. Arid Mesa fetch down to 19. Sacred Foundry shock. Is this energy? It's looking like energy. If this was Zoo, they would likely not be going for a Sacred Foundry. I will play Commercial District. Rumble can find a 7-minute value spell. So I'm going to say Laptop. And draw. Play Misty Rain. Fetch for a forest. Rumble for Mycospawn. Yes. And we'll pass. And we'll hold. Discharge. In response, we'll sack and pass. Rogvan will get to Pilfer. What is Rogvan Pilfer? Rogvan Pilfer's Sanctum. That's fine. Plains for a Johnny. So we'll K-return at sorcery speed. We'll draw. Temple. I will play Temple. K-return and pass. And pass. Pride. And passing. Draw. Ugin. Imprint Ugin. And kick Mycospawn, hitting Sacred Foundry. Floating white. Huh? I guess could just be doing the responsible thing, but I'm a little bit confused on that one. Let's see here. I think Eldrazi Temple is correct. There's not much I want in yard right now with the Shifting Wood. Yep, we'll go Temple. And phase change. Have to exile their own cat. Huh. But you have a Floodstrand. You didn't need to do that. I guess you desperately want the 3rd land, maybe? I guess last card in hand could be a Flage, but I'm just gonna K command it. So I'm not sure if that's a worthwhile venture. Yep, there's the Flage. Little Helix the spawn. Yep. One card in hand. We draw. Rumble. Let's see here. Let's start with Rumble. There's Ice Till. There's another Chrysalis. Kind of do like both of these, but I think I want the Chrysalis more. Yeah. I will sack the spawn for a talisman. I will cast Chrysalis. And then K command, exile scry, draw 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Actually, we will ramp an exile. And done. Yield all. And pass. And opponent scoops it up. We'll take the win. Alright, let's go to sideboard. We're going to want Heat in. We're going to cut Cavern, trim on a Rumble, and run it back. Yeah, that Path Exile is interesting. Surprisingly Path. I wonder if that is something new that I'm unaware of. Doesn't look like it. No. Interesting. I see. Jacob Pablo usually innovates quite quickly, but no Path. Very strange. Alright, on the draw for game 2, I will keep, I'll reveal, I will play, I will exile a Myco spawn and pass. Sacred Foundry, shock 18 for Rag. Trigger. I was kind of hoping for a Soul Land, but let's go Windswept Teeth. I guess, do we need... Yeah, we'll go Windswept Teeth. We'll draw. Fetch for a Forest. Sprawl for red. Talisman and pass. So Ragavan will get the Pilfer. Opponent's tinking. What you thinking about, opponent? I mean, you don't exactly play any instant speed combat tricks. Ragavan pilfers, finds an Ice Till. That would have been nice. Blaze a Mountain, Ocelot Pride, and Bombardment. Sure. We'll draw K command. Unfortunately, we're a bit short on K command. Question now becomes to K return or to Myco spawn. I'm thinking the K return's probably the correct choice here. Thing is with a Johnny, if they a Johnny, yeah, it gets a bit tricksy. I really wish I had this K command up, but we are short. We're still good as far as mana is concerned. We're still very much ahead. I guess one would get us ahead even more, so I'll hold the K return here. We could Myco Spawn ramp with a temple, but I think it's right just to hold the K return here. Go to combat. I will K return, pass in full. We'll take 2 down to 15. K return is in Yard, which is relevant, especially as next turn we can ramp with Myco Spawn. Second main, opponent plays a basic plains, and there's a Flage. They should sack it, ping me for 4. Yep, down to 11. So I'm thinking Bojuka Bog here. 2 Myco Spawn makes this, yeah, a pretty easy choice. Yield all. Let's just get rid of Flage now. I guess we probably could have waited a turn, because even if they fetched, they wouldn't have had enough for Flage. So maybe going for a temple there actually would have been correct, because then we could have kicked and draw. Thankfully, we're never punished, so... And then we'll kick Myco, hit the Sacred Foundry. And we'll grab a temple. So now we have K Command X1 online. But yeah, we are a bit early on the Bojuka Bog. I should have waited one turn, grabbed Temple instead, and then we could have kicked Bojuka Bog. Elegant Parlor Surveils. And again, hold K command, hold Devourer. Land for turn. And another Flage. Flage will resolve. Question now is, do you target me or target a spawn? Target me, target spawn. Yield all. Again, they're short on the number of cards in Yard, so we can take our time. We don't have to K command it right now. I also kind of want to hold this Devourer. Writhing Chris. So if I go Writhing Chrysalis, yield all. Because they can put 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I guess actually they aren't horribly far away from Flage. So I'm just going to attack here and hold up this K command. Yeah, because fetch, surveil, though I think they only play 2 surveil lands. Yeah, on average it's 2. So we probably could have gotten away with devouring here. Because I need 2 more cards in Yard for it to matter. It's a rag. Rag resolves. And a Johnny. When a Johnny triggers, that's when we'll K command the Johnny. Let's see if they go for it. And target spawn sack in response. And I am going to scry draw exile. Actually, I'm going to exile a Johnny. And we'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Done. And done. And Pwn scoops it up. We'll take the win. Solid stuff. We'll be back for match number 3. Alright, we're back for match 3. On the play for game 1, I will keep. Thankfully, we have this lab here. Otherwise, the hand would be a little bit more awkward with a fetch. This is Zoo. Trigger. In that case, I really do want this Chrysalis. Imprint and Talisman and pass and pass. Flooded Strand passing. Let's play around a Stubborn Denial and fetch. We can shock here, right? Do we want to shock? I think I do, yeah. A little bit painful, but worth it. Make sure we have a red source. Next turn we can kick a Myco spawn. Fetch, Flood, Strand, Surveil. Surveil will resolve. Only downside of kicking Myco spawn next turn is that then we're really far behind on this Ugin. Breeding Pool tapped, no plays. Interesting. Okay, Leyline Binding takes out the Chrysalis, that's fine. Even better if we draw into a land for the Ugin, because it will go uncontested. Draw. Rumble. Well, let's first Sprawl. Sprawl for green. Go green, Rumble, Temple, Temple, kick Myco, and we'll go with white. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I have a lot of options here. I'm gonna go with Commercial District, I think, and set up my next draw. World Breaker on top, and pass. No attacks, and pass. Passing, draw, go to combat. Attack with Myco. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we could play around Stubborn Denial. I think I'm just going to World Break, though. So 2, 4, 6, 7. Okay, return. I want to hit the Leyline Binding, though I think I'm actually going to go for the Breeding Pool. And but we'll scoop it up, and we'll take the win. Alright, we're going to want Fade from History, and Unholy Heat. Counter Souls and Bog are relevant. Trim on the Rumble, Ghost Quarter, and Ice Till. Let me take a look at a zoo list real quick. Looks like as far as sideboard is concerned, it's like a mix between Damning Sphere and Charma. Yeah, it's pretty evenly split between the two. About 1.6 copies in 74 and 2.1 copies in 65. If we see Charma, I'll bring Ice Still back in, but otherwise this seems good. It's a bit top deck reliant, but that's fine on the draw. Pass in full. Hedge Maze Surveil. And draw another Sprawl. We'll fetch Forest, Sprawl for red, and pass. This way if we draw into a Chrysalis we can cast it. Island, and Sign of Draco, which means this Fade is looking nice. We'll draw K Command. While they're currently out or tapped out, let's K Command. There's Chrysalis, there's Emrakul. I guess the one downside of going red here is that now we don't have a second green. I do want both of these. I'll grab the Chris and pass. And pass. I guess I should hold on the off chance they play the Flage. Fetch Fledged Strand down 19. Why fetch now, though? Steam Vent Shock down to 17 for Ardent Plea. Oh, is this Rainbow Rhinos? It is. Interesting. So this is actually Crashing Footfalls. If I had known that, I would have attacked a bit differently. We'll take 5 in the air. Yep, not much I can do about that. So that means they shouldn't be playing Consigned Memory. That's good to know. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11... Well, let's start with the Chrysalis. Do they have Trample? I guess they have everything because of Sign of Draco. Do you have a Subtlety? You do, pitching an Ardent play. And I'll definitely want my Vexing Bubble and Soulless Jailer. Yield all. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I suppose I'll put them on top. The problem is I'm going to go down to 2, so even casting an Emrakul here doesn't feel great. I think I have to put this on bottom. Yeah. We'll play the Sanct Mavugan, and then I'll pass. Yeah, Emrakul doesn't do much. Like, it kills the Sign of Draco, sure. That's more or less it. We take 12 down to 2. Crashing Footfalls enters exile. 1 card left in hand, paying cost for revealed, island cycle, for surveil land. Nope, a Triumph, okay. And do they normally have trample? They do normally have trample. Devourer. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. If this was double green, we would be okay. Well, that's really unfortunate. Yeah, because if double green, I would have been able to then fade plus Devourer, leaving just a Rhino. But now I can't, because this is on red. Yes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 10, 12. Yeah, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, leaving 1. So I don't have an opportunity to even play anything off of Sanctum. However, if I go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. I think I might have an idea. If I go Devourer into Chrysalis, is that enough? I don't think so, because Devourer will eat the Leyline Binding. We can then cast the Chrysalis. I'll have 2 spawns. No, it's still not enough, because we can block a Rhino of Devourer, block a Rhino of 2 spawns, and the Sign of Draco, but still is going to be 2 damage over. So I think my best chance here is to cast Emrakul and hope that they have something that I can use. Sanctum trigger, yield all. No. Our turn. Yeah, if only this was double green. Another Sign of Draco doesn't do anything. So yeah, at most we go to combat, attack in of Scion, Ardent Plea, Exalted Trigger, go to blocks, block, and then pass, but then the Rhinos still have trample, so I can block 1 but take 3, I'll concede. Alright, so let's go to game 3 then. Now that we know we're up against Vexing Bauble in, Jailer in. We don't have to worry about Ragavan, right? So I'm thinking Unholy Heat actually might want to be out. Flage. It's been a while since I've seen this list. I'm not sure if they play Flage either. Cavern Souls can come out though. Gemstone out. Rumble in. Leyline Binding should still be in. Guild Pack still in. Sign of Draco still in. So Fate still is semi-relevant. And Return can sweep both the Rhinos and the Scion. So yeah, I'm thinking maybe the Heat out. And run it back like this. On the play for game 3, I will keep land the Guild Pact, Forest, Sprawl for red, and pass. And pass. Would love to see a land. Lushport Surveil. Yeah, they really don't have much until turn 2. Wooded Foothills, fetch. We'll go for... I'm gonna say Forest, Talisman, Rumble, Devourer, or Myco spawn. If we draw into a land, we have a kicked Myco. Let's go Myco and pass and pass. There's the Scion. We'll draw K return. In that case, let's start with Rumble. There's Chrysalis. And we will cast Chrysalis. And then pass and hold. I'm going to go to blocks. We'll block. Before damage, we'll sack. Trigger. Again, they shouldn't have consign. So I think the only thing I need to worry about here is a leyline binding. Okay. See, yeah, that's fine. Yield to all. Down to 15. I'll draw. I guess there was an argument to play that a little bit differently. I'll cast Myco for a temple and pass. Misty Rainforest. Yeah, I think there could have been an argument for me playing the Talisman last turn off the spawns for that exact scenario. Six, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Short one of Emrakul. A K return in yard is nice. We could K command cycle here. Honestly, it is a genuine consideration. I'm going to first see if they cascade, because if so, we can exile a Rhino at least. Blood Moon in response. Lab and pass and draw. Lab and Talisman. And K command. And there's Bobble, there's K command, Commercial District. Bottom. This one's kind of weird. Because I want the K command, but I need something to hit board here at some point. Top, draw. Cast Bobble. And pass. No attacks, down to 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. They would need the hard cast of 4. They would need the hard cast of Force to stop the K command. Down to 7. Draw. Ping cost for ice. That is actually a bit annoying, I will admit. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 now. So I could hold up red, green to try and find a chrysalis. And done. There's Fade, there's Emrakul. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So we're short. I guess actually holding up the second green would have been good. Damn. Wait, no, we're still fine. In that case, I'm gonna say top, 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 draw. Cast Talisman, cast Fade from History. Alright, go to attacks. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I am short one of Emrakul. And I stack my deck in a way that actually is not advantageous for that. And that is actually a problem. Questing Beast? What? Vigilance, Death Touch, Haste. So, I mean, I can double block here. Oh, wait. Creatures 2 or less. I'm down to 2. Oh, that's wild. Draw. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Yeah, I really should have bottomed that. Whatchamacallit. And I can't even cast this K return. Oh, that's wild. I was not expecting Questing Beast. Why Questing Beast? This feels like a list that may have been, like, relevant a long time ago. Huh. What they don't know is I'm dead if they just attack at the beast. Sign of Draco as trample now. So I'm just dead. Because they can just assign 1 damage to Mycospawn. And then Ardent Plea on Top Witch. I mean, this is just win more. Especially if the Inevitable Betrayal. Well, okay. If they don't realize the trample trick, they can grab an Emrakul, sure. Oh, this is strange. I wonder if I should have faded. I mean, I think if I didn't fade, I actually would have lost, funny enough, because again, Questing Beast would have had first strike, trample, death touch. And so I would have died to that regardless. Yep, there's the Emrakul. Again, if they just attack on the Questing Beast, they win. Because all they have to do is... I guess it doesn't even matter. They get 2 there. Yeah. Yep, we'll concede. Weird. Yeah, the Blood Moon was weird. The Questing Beast is weird. There's a lot weird there. I will admit I misplayed. I should have counted my mana up after the fade. And so I should have realized sooner that I would have been putting myself in an awkward position by top decking the Emrakul and the Devour, respectively. So, I don't know. I mean, I think in the moment the fade seemed like the right choice. At the same time, it actually did hurt me more than it helped me. Even though I think if I hadn't done that, in retrospect, I still would have been dead to the Questing Beast. So I don't know. That's a weird one. That is a very weird game state. All right. Well, with that being said, we'll be back for match 4. All right, we're back for match 4 on the draw for game 1. I really want to keep this hand. It's a 0-lander with 2 Devours. I need a green source. We'll dig 8 deep. Let's go for it. I'm going to get ultra punished, but let's go for it. Verdant Catacomb, fetch 19 for Blood Crypt Shock down to 17 Thoughtseize. Raga, no, Faceless Looting. Reanimator? Yes, this is Reanimator. Yield all. Well, Shifting Woodland is technically a green source. It's a no, though. Oh, God. Ghost Quarter. Ghost Quarter pass. Pass. How did I whiff that hard? I mean, I have 4, 7, 9. Technically 10, but 9. 9 hits 8 deep, and we see nothing. That's wild. Blue, black frog. I'm in danger. Like, maybe there's a world where I should have grabbed the Shifting Wood. Wild. Cavernous Souls. Name Clown, because I am one. And hit my own land. I'll use the ability Forest for Rumble and Pray. Misty Rain. And pass. Oh. Alright. And we'll pass. I mean, I'm so SOL here. Thoughtseize, yep. I mean, I think taking the Rumble's probably correct here. It shows Chrysalis. That's interesting. I'm definitely not in Chrysalis range yet. I did clarify to opponent that I am the clown, they are not. And they're like, I was quite confused. I'm like, yep. Alright. Well, I mean, we're lucky so far that they haven't found Unearth for Ock. They float the frog, they'll attack in. We'll draw a card. They're getting closer and closer to being able to just win the match, or win the game, rather. And draw Wooded Foothills. So we're going to go Misty Rain. Fetch. They do place Spell Pierce, but that shouldn't be a huge issue for the Sprawl, at least. Yeah, so we could go for a Sprawl red. The Rumble's a little bit risky with the Spell Pierce, because I'm pretty sure that they do play that. Oh, it's been a minute since I've seen Reanimator, so I'm going to look at a list. Grixis Reanimator, only 2, so I think maybe taking the risk is right. We'll play the Forest. Sprawl. Red. Rumble. Rumble resolves. In that case, I will grab the Temple. And we will pass. This allows me to do a few things next turn. So this will allow me to either kick a Myco, grab a Jukaba, get rid of the looting and the Oculus, or Devourer, exile Frog. Both are pretty good. The only downside to Devourer is that they then somehow follow up with another Archon or something. Then it'll be hard for me to play the follow-up Devourer. Push to Yard. I will pass in full. I will hold. There's no reason not for me to hold. If we somehow get through this after having to Ghost Quarter my Cavern Souls in order to like get to this point, I'll be shocked. Yeah, I don't like the idea of Myco spawning here, but it might be correct. You could always just also non-kick Myco spawn, I suppose. Is this a Harbinger? If it's a Harbinger, I'm kind of fine with that. It locks them out of black and red. And we still have 2 spawns in which we can then use for Devourer. Floats Frog. Attacks for 1 down to 17. Draws a card. Yeah, getting a Harbinger here would be okay. Ooh, that's not okay. Do you have a Persist? That looks like a Persist. That is a Persist. So, sack, spawn, pitch, what? So, Temple will get me to 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1 short of Devourer. I mean, I can play the Myco. 2, 3, 4, 5. The only issue then would be if they have a Harbinger as well. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I will pitch a Devourer. Am I just dead next turn? It's starting to look like it. Always yield. How do we get out of this? A K command? K command would help. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 2 short. Another Devourer. Yeah, like I said, am I just dead? That's 10. Yeah, no. I'm just dead. It's fine. We concede. We concede. 2, 4, 5, 6. Yeah. Okay. Yep, that was the worst case scenario. Alright. Lost. So we're going to bring in Cage, Jailer, Heat. Karaturn's still kind of relevant. Gemstone, Bog, Cavern Souls, both relevant. Ghost Quarter, Ice still, and Run Back. Yeah, definitely a bit of a rough start. We almost recovered, but almost does not get you there, unfortunately. Alright, on the play for game 2, I will keep Mulligan's down to 6. We'll be able to go Windswept Teeth, Utopia Sprawl for red. I guess going for green actually might not be a bad idea because of Rumble. We have Cavern Souls and Talisman for red sources. Yeah, we'll go Windswept Teeth, fetch. In that case, no, we'll still go Forest. Sprawl for double green and pass. And pass. And no C's, but could be a Spell Pierce. I will play Cavern Souls, name Eldrazi. I'm tempted to play around Consigna as well. So we'll go Rumble. See if they have Pierce. No Pierce, but I do have a Cage. I mean, if they have a Consign, I imagine Cage will eat it. Yep. And we'll pass. And pass. Marsh Flats fetch. We're gonna see a frog. To my knowledge, they don't play force. So if they play frog, we can exile the frog. Emrakul. So what I would like to do is Rumble for a land, to be honest. A, Rumble for a land. B, it allows us to potentially get Emrakul online. Let's start with Rumble. Looking for a land here. Whiffs on the land, and we find a Sprawl. I'll grab the Sprawl. Cast the Talisman. For red. Alright, well, I was not expecting that. I guess I should have played the Talisman first, admittedly. But I was kind of hoping for a different set of circumstances there. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Thoughtseize. This one's kind of interesting. They probably should be taking the K command, but that Emrakul is a significant threat to them. Spawn's also kind of interesting because we could grab Shifting Wood. And Shifting Wood is relevant here because of Cajun Yard. Floats Frog. Attacks a Frog. Down to 17. Another Seize, takes the K command this time. The body of Spawn will resolve. Another Talisman, for God's sake. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Red or blue? Red is looting. At this point, we'll take out Crypt. Do you have another consign? What I want most of all is the search, because a Shifting Wood actually gets us the win off of Emrakul. Yeah, that rumble was rough though. That resolves. The search resolves. I'm gonna grab Shifting Wood then. And if I get another turn, I win. What I need now is a Harbinger. Or a Cling the Dust, something to that degree. Burning Catacombs fetch. We'll pass in full. Surveil. Vents to Yard and pass. Bones. Bones will now eat the Emrakul. That's a problem. So, how do we want to proceed? Yeah, we have nothing else in Yard for the Shifting Wood to eat. For God's sake. Eats the Emrakul. I need to, otherwise they lose. Float Frog attack. Is going to attack. I'll block. Now if I draw into a 7-mana value spell, I don't have anything. An Emrakul, we're short 1. Yeah, the Shifting Wood was a decent play, but the Emperor just absolutely hosed me. Actually, no, I guess Emrakul we do have enough now with the Mega Spawn, so... Emrakul, K command, K return would be fine. Holy hell. And I think that's GG's. Fetch, Pluto Delta. Surveil. Keeps it... Nope, Pluto Delta to Yard. An Archon in hand. Can't do anything with that, so we'll pass. Even if they were to somehow edict the Emrakul, it won't be enough because I have the Shifting Wood. So that should be a win. Scouting Tarn, fetch, surveil. What could they be trying to surveil into? Do not know. And Bone skips it up, we'll take it. Okay, that was a close one. We'll bring the gemstone back in, trim the rumble, and run it back. Yeah, that Emperor Bones almost 1000% hosed me on that. And we're also lucky that opponent didn't float Frog and instead attacked in, offering the trade. Or rather, offering for them to kill my Myco Spawn, because had that last type not been in Yar, we wouldn't have been able to cast Emrakul. Yes, we can make this work. Keep. Though I don't like the sprawl on the Talisman, to be completely honest. And seize. I mean... Take what? Talisman or Sprawl? Okay, takes a Sprawl. I think taking the Talisman may have been better, but I'm not sure it entirely is relevant. Trigger. K command. Lab, imprint, talisman, pass, and hold for heat. They do know about the heat. Polluted delta. Fetch down to 17. Tis a frog. Tis a frog. I suppose we could threaten to heat the frog for them to pitch a card. I mean, I don't think that's necessary. Ugin, Stomping Ground, Shock, K command, ramp, and exile the frog. Frog down. Ugin actually is a pretty significant card here, though Archon does hose it. Blue, Thought Scour, target self, whiff. And another Thought Seize takes the Ugin. That's very unfortunate. Though we do now have Unholy Heat with Delirium, which is nice. Looting and Yard, but no red sources on board. Draw Temple. So next turn we can cast Devourer. Paying cost 4. An Auk. We're gonna heat the Auk. Actually, we don't even need to heat the Auk. I think devouring it makes sense here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, I think that probably is correct, though it does get them to Manifest Dread. There's the main downside there, but I think holding up the heat's probably the better choice. So return Devour to hand. They do Manifest Dread. Force of Despair. Draw. Exile the Auk, get a body on board. And we'll Bajuka Bog, target you, get rid of that Faithless Looting. And pass. Fetch Verdant Cat down to 12. If they're surveilling, that means they have either a Unearth or Persistent hand, would be my guess. Another frog. And draw Sprawl. Huh. Well, I kind of want double red here because I want to play K-Return. So let's go Sprawl. For red. K-Return. Pitching Unearth. Yield all. Consign to yard. We'll just heat the frog. Lethal's now on board. And pass. Persist frog as a blocker. Very sad frog. We'll draw. Go to combat. No reason to play the lab. Frog will block. Living on a hope and prayer here. Pass and unearth. It's the frog that never dies. Draw. Chrysalis. We'll go green, red, colorless. Chrysalis. And pass. Opponent's at it too. The frog never dies. Attack of the Devourer. Blocks. And pass. And we get there. They need 2 blockers now. So an Emperor Bones would do it. A Oculus would do it. Emperor Bones will do it. So now they can target the frog. That's the only option. Yep. The frog may never die, but it will be exiled. Oh wait, hold on. No, you don't want to do that now, opponent. Not yet. I guess you can float it, but I guess the idea is like float, draw a card, but I can block it. Sneaky reach. Be fair, they didn't float it. Opponent goes, well, actually, maybe the frog does die. Draw. Play the Windswept Teeth. Attack and attack. They block. No reason to do anything with the Chrysalis here. I guess I will pause until end step. And I think we got there. GG's. Alright. Solid win against Reanimator. We'll be back for match number 5. Alright, we're back for match 5. On the draw for game 1. I'll keep. We'll pass. Polluted Delta fetched 19. For Watergrave Shock, Thoughtseize, Tameo. Draw. Shifting Wood. I don't need any more Rumbles, thank you. We'll pass. So this is likely Murktide. Otawara. Attack trigger, get a clue. Frog. And draw. Might go spawn Counter Souls, name Eldrazi. And Rumble. Does Rumble resolve or do you force it? Rumble does resolve. I'll grab Temple here. Well, Excuse me. We could grab Ugin and try and get to that point, though getting to that point is going to be rough. By grabbing Temple, we'll be able to cast the Myco spawn and technically the Rumble to go digging even further. I guess we could do the same thing with Ugin, to be fair. Oh. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's even assuming, though, that we don't block the frog if they don't float it. We'll grab the Temple, yeah. And we'll pass. And we'll pass. I guess I should hold in case of a Bowmaster. Again, if I have the ability to do something at instant speed, I should. Investigate. Block. Do not want you drawing more cards, please. 2. Draw a card. Did they miss their land drop? They did. Draw. Chrysalis. Well, I think we cast the Chrysalis here. Yield all. And pass. And hold. So next turn we do have a kicked Myco. Betrayal. So they're gonna float the frog. Seems like they might be desperate for a land. Tameo. Floats frog. Okay. I do think someone forgot about something, though. Team will attack, investigate. I will sacrifice a spawn. Trigger. Always yield. Phase change. And block the Tameo. Draws a card. Draw a card. Frog will hit and draw a card. Did you find your land? No. That's, again, huge. I will play Wooded Foothills. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'll play around a 4, so I think I'll go for a forest here. And kick the Myco. Should have actually went for a stomping ground, to be fair. Yield all. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And we'll go Commercial District to Surveil. Cyrus 7 death. Now that's kind of interesting. I mean, we can guarantee the resolution, so I will put it on top. We could actually put it into Yard and then Shifting Wood it, but we'll put it on top. I'll pass. This forces them to pitch and float if they want to get a draw in. They did find a land. Fetch down to 16. Watery Grave, shock down to 14. For what? Thoughtseize? Push. Push is rude, but fine. So now you can float Frog. Four types are in yard. So Shifting Woodland is online. Nickel. What? Nicol Bolas? Oh. When's the last time I've seen Nicol Bolas Dragon God used? Holy hell. That's a throwback. So this is actually Grixis? 6 down to 10. I mean, they do have lethal. Huh. Ugin Lab. No imprint. Sire will pass. And I suppose I will attack for 3. And pass. So we can block, they can grow out of range, but then we do have Shifting Woodland. Yep, and that's fine. We'll gain some life. Yep, we have to, otherwise we do lose. Mm-hmm. And we'll draw another Chrysalis, though. Interesting. I mean, Chrysalis... We can do both, can't we? No, we can't. Interesting. See, I'm thinking we could Chrysalis and Rumble, I suppose. Yeah, that is a thing we could do. But also I'm just wondering why I wouldn't just Shifting Woodland for Sire and Yard right now. And attacking for 10, push him to 1. Huh. Let's go red, green, 2. Chrysalis. I don't have another green, so I was gonna go Rumble. There's Emrakul. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Yep, we'll grab the Emrakul. And then Rumble one more time. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Trigger. And Rumble again. Another one. Have I played a land this turn? I have not. So I'm going to grab a Stomping Ground. And put that into play. Tapped. And pass. So I still have 4 types in yard, go figure. Draws a card. I guess I should have attacked. Push. I should have attacked. I'm gonna put him down to 8. Thoughtseize. So, funny thing about this. That's problematic for you. Unless you have a Cling to Dust. But you need a black source for that. Marsh Flats. floats. 7 down to 10. Okay. I'll draw a card. Marsh Flats. Swamp. For Strategic Betrayal. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So in that case, I'm gonna grab World Breaker. Sacrifice a Ugin Lab. Yeah, if I had attack, that'd be down to 5, down to 2. I guess down to 5, yeah. Alright, we will draw. That Betrayal will definitely get me. Cast World Breaker. Exile the Grave. And pass, put a pause on end step. So now you can attack. I'll block. Misty Rain Fetch down the 9. Grab a forest. And draw. Sprawl does not cut it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I will sprawl for red and pass. I can put one more type in yard. That's not enough for the shifting wood, unfortunately. Sewer Surveils. Yeah, Strategic Betrayal is kind of rough. To be fair, I think I may have misplayed here. Looking back, I wonder if I should just shifting wood. Attack. To damage. Pitch. Pitch. And dead. Alright, yep. I wonder if I should just shifting wood the turn before. Because, yeah, had I shifting wood the turn before of the first rumble. I saw that Emrakul. I wonder. I actually would have to look back. Could I have had double green? I may have been able to still have double green now I think about it. I maybe should have just pitched the first Emrakul. And by doing so, we may have been able to then shifting wood for the win. Oh, yeah, I may have missed that line. Okay, well, let's trim the gemstone. And then against Murktide. We can also cut the returns. Maybe bring in a Vexing Bauble let's do that. On the play for game 2. Awkward. I will keep. I am still going to reveal Devourer because I'm a bit afraid of a force hitting the Sprawl. There's a Misty. We'll grab the Misty. Wooded Foothills, pass, and pass, not fetch. Plays Pluto Delta, fetch 19, shock for Seas or Tamiyo for Tamiyo. Okay. And draw, Misty, fetch, Forest, Misty, fetch, Stomp, Sprawl for red, and Talisman or Rumble. I'm gonna go Rumble here. Finds a Sprawl, finds Myco. Finds Emrakul. We'll grab Myco. And pass. And pass. Tamiyo will trigger. And end step draw. Windswept Teeth. Should probably play around Consign right now. So I'm going to first Talisman. Rumble. Thinking Chrysalis. At the same time, I do want to hit my land drop next turn. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And I'm thinking Chrysalis here because then we can double cast and then pass. Flooded Strand fetch 16. Surveil, 6 in hand, Counterspell to yard. Turtle, what in the fresh hell are you doing back there, bud? Just violently swimming into a corner. Tamiyo attacks. They don't have mana for Kaido, so we're fine with that. Did you miss your land drop? I mean, again, we have to imagine they have Consign in hand. Go to end step, fetch, surveil, lab the top. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Well, let's first off and foremost attempt to resolve Chrysalis. Yodal. Let's see the Consign. Yep. Lab, Imprint, Devourer, Cassoing Myco. Yield all. And grab Cavernous Souls or Shifting Wood. Another strategic betrayal would suck. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We'll go Shifting Wood though. This does present lethal damage on board. And we'll pass. Harbinger, rude. So now I have to force check them. Draw. Talisman. K command. Rampant exile. 1, 2. Green, red, green, green. I don't think I can. No, I can do this still. Hold on. I'll have to do this kind of a specific way though. So do this. K command, rampant exile. 1, 2, 3, 4. Green, green. Done. Force check. Shifting Wood, target, Emrakul. And 16 exactly. Combat. And lethal. Alright, we got there. Alrighty. In that case, let's bring back the gemstone, trim the rumble, run it back. You definitely got lucky there. Yes, we can definitely keep this. This hand's actually really good. What do we want to pitch, though? I'll keep Reveal Play. We got the Windswept Heath fetch for a Forest Utopia Sprawl. So I think we pitch this Stomp. And pass. Watergrave Shock for Thoughtseize. Takes the K command, I'd imagine. You just can't ignore the K command. Really now? That's surprising, especially as I get to still dig for. We will find Chrysalis Emrakul. So in that case, do we go Chrysalis or Emrakul here? I'm going to say Emrakul. And I think I'll tuck it now to avoid a Thoughtseize. Well, I guess if they Thoughtseize, they'll hit the K command or the Emrakul, so just ramping here I think is right. Still want to play around Harbinger. For Sprawl or red. Still holds up a red for the gemstone. And pass. Missed a land drop. Draw. Devourer. I will tuck 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I suppose tuck the Emrakul and pass. And we'll hold the K command. I don't want to cast it into a consign here. If they cast a frog here, we'll go ahead, but I think now we're just kind of going to be draw going for a while. And draw. A second one does push us to start playing, though. Fetch down to 15. Surveil. Riddler to yard. I mean, this is gonna be their land drop again. I mean, I could play it, but again, it doesn't really get me anywhere. You can't play around a force even if they tap out, so we're just gonna hold. Draw. Bobble. Well, now we can play around force. I will play Bobble. Those Bobble resolve. Stops subtlety, stops force. This allows us to K command X2 on end step. Or they counterspell it with nothing up, then we can cast K command on our turn. Yisa Frog. And ramp and exile Frog. Done. Frog down. And pass. Draw. Heat. No reason to play Devourer, so I'm just going to ramp Scry Draw instead. If they play a Harbinger, they'll be tapped down. So, how do we want to proceed here? We haven't played a land for turn, but we don't want a Shifting Wood. So I'm going to say bottom. Probably go top, 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 draw, play, pass, and hold. Now they play a Harbinger, they're tapped down, we heat it, we play the Emrakul, right? Opponent goes to discard, discards. What? Subtlety. Draw, another K command. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 14. We're just going to pass, hold up the K command. And then we'll K command on end step. Another frog. In which case, we'll go to end step. I'm gonna ramp Scry Draw. No reason to even go after the frog right now. I mean, this should just be GG's. Stomping Ground bottom, Forest bottom, Rumble at the very top, I suppose. I guess Myco, but we'll just bottom all the Mycos right now. So we have an Emrakul already. So bottom Emrakul. Let's see, we have Ugin, Ice Till, Breaker. I kind of like Ugin into Ice Till. Or Ugin into Breaker, rather. So let's go top, 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 draw. And draw. Use an Ugin. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And one more. Exile Frog. Yield all. Draw a card. Chrysalis. Green. And we don't need to worry about Harbinger because we're going to get rid of a land. And at this point, I will pass. And bone scoop it up. All right, solid stuff. Alright, well, that is a 4-1 record at the end of 5. Our only loss was to the unexpected Crashing Footfalls there. But honestly, definitely not a deck I expect to see all too often in the near future. That being said, though, that there will be the end of tonight's YouTube video. As always, if you did enjoy it, please do consider hitting the like button. Comment down below if you did see any lines that I missed, or mistakes that I made, or any general feedback. Be much appreciated. For as much that I hope y'all learn from me and both my success and failures, I hope I can learn from you all as well. Last but not least, if you are reached the point of the video and haven't already, please do consider hitting the subscribe button as we continue to grow this channel. However, if you do want to watch these videos recorded live over on Twitch, you can find me there Sundays through Thursdays at 10 p.m. CST and Fridays and Saturdays at 8 p.m. CST for the weekend challenges. Otherwise, you can head over to my Patreon or watch these videos ad-free and early. That being said, though, folks, I will see y'all next time. Bye-bye!